Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going through the Gold Coast versus Brisbane game, in which Brisbane came out 93-65 winners by 28 points in what was a pretty good game for me on the fantasy front. I believe I had 3 guys playing in this game and they combined for 241, 380 points. So one of the better games for me, probably the best game for me this round. They just combined really well, and also the fact that it's just sort of one of the shining lights in a terrible season has been Zorko, and also Dunkley getting back to his best is also a good thing. Probably could have held off Dunkley now, thinking about it a little bit more, but still against Sydney, I'm pretty sure he has a decent record, so it wasn't the worst decision in general. But anyway, before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this recap. So, Sam Flanders, 1-13, 18, 46, 25, 24. He got off to a slow start, but then he rocketed in the second quarter here. Look at this. If you actually look at this, he had, so that's only +2. So he had 44 points, you can say, in 12 minutes. 44 points in 12 minutes. So he went from 18 to 62, just like that. And he caught Zorko. Zorko had an amazing first quarter, and you'll get to see Zorko's stats. But Zorko had an amazing first quarter, and he caught him, just like that, just because he just got involved. He had 2 tackles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches, 8 touches, 1, 2 marks, 2 tackles, and a goal. 8 touches, 2 marks, 2 tackles, and a goal in the first 12 minutes of the quarter. And then he did something very similar to start the third as well, where he went off here and had 4, 8, 11, 14, 16 points in the first 11 minutes as well. That's on track for probably a 44-point quarter, 45-point quarter. Slowed down a little bit, probably had a break here. Yeah, look, you can see the break there. You can also see the break that he had in the third quarter, where basically that's all that that's the reason why he didn't score. So he just had a really good game after the first quarter, and basically he was either scoring or on the bench after that. So really happy about Flanders. Raul had a really good last quarter, tried to bring it back, even kicked a goal, had 21, 4, and 6. So back to his best, but it was a long time coming for him, and he's just not fancy relevant, as sometimes when he just cannot get the tackles up, he really is irrelevant because he doesn't have that 30 disposal game in him. Noah Anderson, I was surprised that at home he didn't score well. I mean, it is Brisbane, so they are pretty restrictive, I would think. But 16, 19, 26, 24, only 50 in the second half following a 35 first. Just not good enough. Witts, Humphreys, Graham did pretty well, 73, including a goal. Did he get a goal? Was this goal? Yeah, in the middle in the second quarter. But he was 13, 2, and 7, so he was quite good for a rookie. Andrew, Weller, Long, Jeffrey, Swallow, King, Collins, no one else here really fancy relevant. And then just going down, where actually is King? You'll see King, 1 goal, 3. It took him a kick from about 10 out, straight in front almost, I swear, for him to kick a goal. And I was just clapping on every miss because I was like, Zorko's going to get a kick out here, or he's going to get the mark off the kick out or something like that, or even a kick out into a mark, and then he gets the handball received. So he was just feasting off of Ben King being just terrible in front of goal. And it only started to slow him down when Connor McKenna came on, who I don't really know why he was sub or even playing, because, you could have just gotten more games into Revel, who's a really good player and a really good utility role player. But really happy about King just missing everything. And that's pretty much it for the Gold Coast. Then we go over to Brisbane, and you see Dane Zorko, 46, 36, 43, and then 14 in the last quarter. He even got a tackle added late, I believe, in the third. So I need to just double check, because I swear he was on 1-2-1 at a 3-quarter time, but they have him at 1-2-5. Let me just double check that. Here we go, 1 second. Last quarter. He had a, where is it? He had a 14-point last quarter, so he was on 125, which is really good. Slowed down a little bit. Would have loved to have seen a 30-point quarter here just to absolutely smash it. But a 139 is still a really good captaincy score for me, as I took on Harry Sheasel's 119, and it worked out. He's gone 131 and 139 the last couple of weeks. I don't know who he has this week, but I'll figure that out, honestly. Still trying to figure out my trades and the best trade-in options, as the thing is now we have to remember that Rankin's coming back soon in a week. Is he going to slot straight back into that Adelaide midfield? Is that going to, how are we going to fix that F6 slot? Is Rankin going to play a, are you going to do an F6, F7 with like a Mana and a Rankin, or are you going to do an F6, F7 with like a Kerno and a Rankin, etc.? So yeah, that's just my thoughts. Neil 129, if he didn't have the GWS game in a couple of weeks' time, I probably would just be slotting him straight in for Butters. But I just don't know, honestly, with him and if I go there. So yeah, I'm quite, I just don't know with Neil. I want to go there, but I'm a little bit worried that he scored 69 against the Swans being tagged. He scored 62 against the Giants being tagged. Is it best just to get Neil in this week, who I don't know who exactly they have. Let me just double check that through checking who Dunkley has. They have St Kilda this week. That will be without Wintagre, so I think he will go nuts in that game. Even though he got tagged last time against them, I don't expect him to get tagged this time against them. So I think he goes well. But is he the best trade-in? We'll see. I probably will end up with Neil, but we'll see about that. Dunkley, 128, he was pretty good. And yeah, huge last quarter. Really stuffed it in the first quarter, really stuffed it in the third, but ended up on a 63 half-time, 82 three-quarter time, and then in the last quarter, kicked on, had 31, 7 and 5, and a goal. So 128 from him. This is what we want. Wilmot, when Dane Zorko, was off, he was basically doing all the work there. Even so, when Dane Zorko was on, they were sort of just kicking it to one another, and that sort of worked. 27 touches, 9 marked, 3 tackles for him, and he ended up with a 114, which is a really good outing from him. Berry 114, Berry 110. Cam Rayner 107. He's just having one of those sort of purple patches. He'll return back to normal, I feel like, in a couple of weeks when the likes of, where is he? Zach Bailey gets going. Zach Bailey's bound to have a game where he kicks like 4 and has 20 touches. McCluggage here, 2 goals, 22 touches. He seems to be that 20 and 2 guy at the moment for the Lions, so he's having a good patch as well. Leicester, 98, Pryor, 83, Starcevic, McInerney. Bailey only had 13, 7 and a goal. So yeah, I'm expecting him to get back to his best sometime soon. Archie Ashcroft is taking slightly of a lesser role as he's just trying to, get his body fully backing up and going. 21 touches, a 1 mark, 2 tackles, and a behind. I can't wait to see him get going next year, as I feel like he may have a worse year in terms of the averages this year, but he's more just taking that role player option, and I think next year he'll really explode. But yeah, he's not going to be one that we probably go for just because you're betting on natural improvement, and I don't really bet on natural improvement. Hipwood, Morris, Danaher, Lohman, Fletcher. It was also weird to see, where is he? Hipwood, I believe, as well, go down back. But it worked for them. 10 touches, 8 marks is always going to work. And he kicked a goal. He still kicked a goal from half back. Lohman, Fletcher, Cameron, Braun, Smith, and McKenna. And that pretty much is the video there going through the Gold Coast versus Brisbane game, in which Brisbane came out on top. And I had Zorko, Dunkley, and Flanders for fantasy, and then Neil and Zorko for Supercoach. So yeah, an alright week for me there. Anyway, that's the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.